You're super hot. Unbelievably hot. The kind of hot that makes my voice break, my mind stutter, and my whole soul lose balance. I don't know what to do with you. You're super hot in a way that feels forbidden, like I'm staring at a flame I'm not supposed to touch. You're unbelievably hot, and the worst part is how aware you are of it, how you use it without even trying, how it destroys me quietly. You're super hot in that dangerous way, the type that makes people ruin their plans, break their promises, and forget who they were before you. You're unbelievably hot, the kind of hot that gets stuck in my mind, replaying every move you make like a craving I can't control. I wish you knew what your heat does to me. You're super hot, but it's the confidence behind that heat that melts me the most. You're unbelievably hot, and it's painful because every time I see you, I realize I'm losing control over the parts of myself I fought to protect. You're super hot in a way that feels supernatural, like your presence alone shifts the energy of every room you walk into. You're unbelievably hot, not just in looks, but in aura, the kind of hot that makes me question logic, morals, and every boundary I set. You're super hot, and the way you look at me makes me feel like you know exactly what you're doing to my heartbeat. You're unbelievably hot, the kind of hot that makes people stare. But I hate that they stare because I want that fire all to myself. You're super hot, so hot that even my anger can't survive you. One glance, and I forget why I was trying to resist you. You're unbelievably hot, and it scares me how much I want to be the reason behind that glow in your eyes. You're super hot in that untouchable, magnetic way, the kind of hot that feels like a warning, but one I can't help running toward. You're unbelievably hot, and it's addictive. Every second near you feels like stepping too close to a wildfire I secretly want to burn in. You're super hot, and the sincerity in your smile is what makes it unbearable. Beauty mixed with innocence is lethal. You're unbelievably hot, and every time you walk past me, I swear the air shifts, like the universe is reminding me of my weakness. You're super hot, not in the shallow sense, but in the I can't think straight, I can't breathe right kind of way. You're unbelievably hot, and I hate how easy it is for you to make me lose control over thoughts I swore I'd never reveal. You're super hot, the kind of hot that doesn't fade with time, but gets more dangerous the more I get to know you. You're unbelievably hot, and it's frustrating because I can't figure out if you're temptation or destiny, or both. You're super hot, a kind of beauty that feels like a privilege to witness and a risk to desire. You're unbelievably hot, and your presence has the power to shift my entire emotional state without you even speaking. You're super hot, and the worst part is, you're humble about it, which somehow makes you 10 times harder to resist. You're unbelievably hot, and that confidence you carry is the kind of energy that keeps me awake at night replaying everything. You're super hot, and I'm terrified of how easily you could ruin me with just a touch or a careless smile. You're unbelievably hot, in the kind of way that makes me feel like I'm witnessing art instead of a person. You're super hot, and the way you talk, move, and breathe feels like a lesson in seduction without saying a single seductive word. You're unbelievably hot, and I hate how obvious my reactions are. My voice, my eyes, my breathing, everything betrays me. You're super hot, and every time I try to ignore it, you do something that pushes me right back into obsession. You're unbelievably hot, and somehow you make me feel seen and invisible all at once, like you know the effect you have, but you don't. You're super hot, the kind of hot that shouldn't exist in real life because it makes people forget their own standards. You're unbelievably hot, and every conversation with you feels like a test. I'm destined to fail with a smile. You're super hot, and the more you open up, the more dangerous your beauty becomes, because now it carries emotion too. You're unbelievably hot, and your silence alone has the power to make me overthink everything I've ever felt for you. You're super hot, and no matter how much distance I try to create, my thoughts keep circling back to you like gravity. You're unbelievably hot, and I hate how jealous I get knowing others see what I see. Your beauty is not something I want to share. You're super hot, and it's almost infuriating how natural it is for you, how effortlessly you own every moment without trying. You're unbelievably hot, but it's the softness behind that heat that destroys me the most. The vulnerability you don't show to everyone. You're super hot, and every time you laugh, I swear something inside me collapses like it's surrendering. You're unbelievably hot, and I hate how effortlessly you can make a crowded room feel like it exists only for you and me. You're super hot, and every word you say lingers in my mind long after it's gone, echoing like a secret I can't share. You're unbelievably hot, and the way you move makes me question every decision I've ever made, like I'm magnetically drawn to danger. You're super hot, and I can't decide if I want to get closer or protect myself from the chaos you bring into my life. You're unbelievably hot, the kind of heat that seeps into my dreams and makes me wake up craving what I know I shouldn't want. You're super hot, and I swear the way you look at me could either save me or ruin me, depending on your mood. You're unbelievably hot, and it's maddening how easily you can make me forget every plan, every promise, every logic I've ever held. You're super hot, and your energy is addictive. One smile, one glance, and suddenly my entire day is rewritten. You're unbelievably hot. The kind of hot that doesn't just make hearts race, it makes minds overthink, bodies ache, and souls burn. You're super hot, and I can't tell if it's your beauty or the danger behind it that keeps pulling me back. You're unbelievably hot, and it's terrifying how much power you hold without even knowing it. Over me, over the room, over reality itself. You're super hot, and every little detail about you, your scent, your laugh, your posture, feels like it was designed to haunt me. You're unbelievably hot, and it's painful because I know I shouldn't feel this consumed, yet I am, fully and undeniably. You're super hot, and it's unfair how someone can exist in such perfection yet leave chaos behind wherever they go. You're unbelievably hot, and I wonder if you even notice the trail of desire and distraction you leave in your wake. You're super hot, and every conversation with you feels like a storm, electric, intense, and impossible to ignore. You're unbelievably hot, and I hate how normal moments with you become unforgettable, seared into my memory like fire. You're super hot, and I can't stop thinking about how dangerous it would be to get too close, and yet I want to anyway. You're unbelievably hot, The kind of hot that makes me question whether I'm falling in love or losing my mind. You're super hot, and your charm feels like a weapon, calm, subtle, and devastatingly effective. You're unbelievably hot, and it's impossible to ignore how magnetic your presence is, pulling me closer even when I resist. You're super hot, and your confidence is intoxicating. The way you own the room makes my heart ache with both desire and envy. You're unbelievably hot, and even the smallest gestures from you, the tilt of your head, the curl of your smile, ignite storms in me. You're super hot, and I feel like the universe made you in secret, knowing I would be powerless to resist you. You're unbelievably hot. And the worst part is how your aura lingers in my mind long after you've gone. You're super hot, and it's frustrating how you make obsession feel inevitable, like gravity pulling me closer to you every second. You're unbelievably hot, and I hate that every logical thought I have about you crumbles the instant I see you again. You're super hot, and your energy feels like a challenge I can't refuse, a puzzle I want to solve despite the consequences. You're unbelievably hot, and the way you exist effortlessly in the world makes me feel both alive and insignificant at the same time. You're super hot, and even the way you breathe makes me overthink how I've survived without knowing you before. You're unbelievably hot, and it's cruel how someone can be both dangerous and irresistible in a way that consumes everything around them. You're super hot, and every glance you throw feels like a secret invitation I both want and fear to accept. You're unbelievably hot, and the silence between us speaks louder than any words could, leaving me restless and mesmerized. You're super hot, and the way you smile makes me forget that I was ever strong enough to resist temptation. You're unbelievably hot, and I can't tell if I want to touch you, possess you, or just be destroyed by your existence. You're super hot, and I hate that you make me question all my rules, boundaries, and even sanity in the blink of an eye. You're unbelievably hot, and it's maddening how just knowing you exist can rewrite my entire emotional landscape. You're super hot, and your aura feels like fire. I want to run toward it, even knowing it could burn me alive. You're unbelievably hot, and it's unfair that someone can look effortless while leaving chaos in the hearts of everyone around. You're super hot, and it's both thrilling and terrifying how much control you have over my thoughts without trying. You're unbelievably hot, and even when you're silent, I feel your power, your charm, your fire consuming the space around me.